8 students who were arrested for unlawful protests at the University of Cape Town will appear in court today. University management sought an urgent interim interdict on Monday, preventing students from engaging in unlawful protests. For the latest, our reporter Nomawethu Solwandle has more.
Well, things are yet to start here at the Wynberg Magistrates Court, where the 8 arrested UCT students are expected to appear. Like I said earlier, this is a new case, so the magistrate will actually have to go through the pending cases before actually attending to that case. I can confirm that students have started arriving here at court, and joining me now is Sihle Lonzi, who is one of the students. Sihle, just tell us, you guys have been inside. What are they saying inside?
Yeah, I mean, we were first told that they're appearing at 9, but of course the people in charge then explained to us that there were pending cases that they first wanted to deal with. So they're looking at something like 10:30 or 11. So of course students are a little bit frustrated and a bit of a buzz, but I think we'll wait until 11 and hear what they have to say. But yeah.
Now, Sihle, you guys have been speaking out quite a bit, especially with regard to these students that have been arrested. Talk to us about the student that was allegedly dragged until she was unconscious, she was naked. Yeah. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, I mean, that was absolutely shocking from the side of the police. They always say we must find new ways of protest, we must find innovative ways in which we can send our message. Now, here you have an odd student from Hidden Campus in Cape Town, doing a demonstration, on a pedestrian crossing, by the way, at UCT. Of course, she's got all her clothes off, just demonstrating how this connects with black pain, the fees, the fact that constantly we're being excluded in institutions like UCT. And then we tried to speak to the station commander. I think it was William Smith. I'm not sure, I could be getting the name wrong. Explaining to him, look, there's no disruption. No classes are being disrupted here. This is just a demonstration. In fact, this is what Max Price always speaks about, He says he supports peaceful protests, he supports this type of thing. But the police, not listening to us, they give us, I think, about 10 minutes. They don't even finish the 10 minutes, by the way. About 8 minutes, 2 minutes left, they start making their way to the students. They then drag her. They drag her up until such a point where she starts being a little bit unconscious. Of course, everyone is shouting, everyone's getting rowdy, but there was quite a group of them, so they start pushing us away with the shields. The student, I think she faints or something like that. Luckily, the parents who work in the kitchens managed to also rush down and come to assist. So we asked the station commander to call an ambulance, as I would believe that any other police officer would do. But we wait about 10-15 minutes, the thing that comes is a hippo. So again, I think negligence there. The fact that at this point nothing is happening, everyone is in shock, but the first thing that they look to is calling a hippo rather than calling an ambulance. So the ambulance arrives late, but luckily we were told that the student ended up being fine in the hospital, but they even arrested her after that. So we don't know what could have happened in the 30 minutes, someone just faints or collapses while you're dragging her. We're not doctors, neither are they. At least the first priority of the police should be making sure that the student is well. These are not criminals. We're not breaking into any bank. We're not robbing anything like that. But yeah, we're very disappointed in the manner in which the SAPS dealt with that.
And also now, there was a press briefing yesterday, and Dr. Max Price actually said, we've been trying to engage with the students, and students are not willing to engage with management unless they get that presidential report. How far true is this?
Look, Max Price is lying, of course. I think something different about this year is that we are people who are a lot involved in social movements, your RMF, your fees must fall. But this year we chose a different approach. This year we ran for SRC. Historically, we never believed in structures like SRC. In fact, we said SRCs are just mouthpieces for management that don't bring up anything. But this year we thought, but let's take up the SRC structures. Luckily, we managed to get in. So throughout the year, from June when we took office, we were constantly engaging with management on many issues around campus, not only the fees themselves. Issues of mental wellness, issues of safety on campus, issues of the fact that in the past 5 or 6 months, 6 black students died because of suicide at UCT. Now one must ask, is it maybe a coincidence that it is only black students who are passing because of suicide in the institution of Cape Town? What is it about the university that makes them feel that they don't belong, that they should even take their lives? So we've been having constant meetings, not only with Max Price himself, but we've been sitting with the University Finance Committee, trying to engage how do we actually safeguard the students from... students. The fact is we can't afford to have another fee hike. We had it last year. It was an 8%, even though it was so sort of hush-hush, no one really said anything about it. And now universities look at something between 8 and 10%. So Max Price, what we had asked from him is that can he please call an emergency council meeting, of which he said no. I don't know why he disagrees with that. He says he can't put the motion to council because ultimately council has to make that decision. He says he can't put the motion to council for 0%. We then said, okay, that's fine. Can you at least convene the meeting and then 2 or 3 of the students can come there and make the appeal to council if you are saving your if you are saving your salary by not wanting to make that declaration yourself. He still has not agreed to that. We also asked Max Price to make a commitment that, look, next year, no student will be financially excluded. Now, of course, we understand that the overarching issue is free education, and that is dealt with by the state and, of course, buy-in from many of other stakeholders in the country. But when we talk about the internal issues within the institution, we talk about things like fee increment, we talk about things like financial exclusion. And I think what people must understand about financial exclusion is that someone can be passing, you can be academically eligible, you can be getting A's for all your courses, but still you may not be able to register simply on the basis that you cannot afford the fees.
Now, just before we wrap it up, we were told that feces and urine was spilled inside a computer lab. Just, people have been asking, why do students feel that they have to take things this far? Just what's the mood among students at this point, and what are you going to do after court today?
Look, students are very frustrated. And I think what people must also understand that the South for Education is also a very, very broad-based broad-based movement. So students across campus, of course, deploy many different ways in which they view protests. Of course, we've already mentioned the art students will do it through art. Those in economics will maybe do it through the free education planning group. So many people around campus are trying to fight this struggle in their own, taking up their self-agency. But I mean, I would say, at least to the public, not to trust a lot of what the management has to say. In fact, I would say it's fine. You can listen to what Max Price has to say, but at least also listen to what students have to say, so that you are able to find the middle ground. Because ultimately, the university is going to try and show the students in bad light. Ultimately, the university is going to try and show us as people who don't like to engage. Just quickly, for example, the university assembly that we had past week, that was something that the students had asked for. That was not an idea by management. Again, that is an opportunity. Again, that is a demonstration that we are willing to speak. We are willing to open up the discussion to the student populace. We want everyone to partake in this conversation. But it is management who is not willing to do these things. So, just in future, I would advise people to listen to both what the students have to say, instead of just listening to press briefings by Max Price and executives.
Thank you very much for your time. That was Helonzi. He is a student leader at UCT. Like I said earlier, we're at the Wynberg Magistrates Court, where the 8 UCT arrested students are expected to appear.